Welcome to episode 52 of the Re52 podcast. I'm your host, Bradley Charbonneau. I gave a speech called Time Capsule, and I got such a warm response, such a invigorating response. Responses such as, I really wanted to get to know my niece, and now I think I know how. And thank you for giving the speech tonight, and how can I get started? And just stuff that made me think I'm on the right path. I'm going the right way. I'm touching the right nerves, and I'm reaching the right people. So I'm going to put the audio here from my talk last night and let you listen in on Time Capsule and what it means to me. It's not perfectly refined, but hey, I did did my best at the moment.
And you're writing a book.
Speaking of time capsules.
And you're not only writing a book together, but you're writing a book only in a month. That's what Bradley will be talking about. The time capsule on how relationships put together a book. The floor is yours, Bradley.
Thank you. So you remember that time when we went to Amsterdam together, or was it Utrecht? Yeah, and we stayed at that. No, I don't remember. Oh no, I know. Do you remember that time when we went and we had that dinner together? And I think it was the Chinese place, or maybe it was the Mexican place, and no, I don't remember. Remember that time we wrote a book together? Oh, do you mean the one with the orange ball and the dog that went into the cave and got lost and the kids went after? I remember every detail of that event. Why do we remember certain things more than we remember other things? We co-create something, and we are going with my experience and your experience on parallel paths. But when we create together, we overlap, we interweave our experience, and then it becomes our experience. It is no longer just yours, it is no longer just mine, it is ours. And co-creating experiences, shared experiences, are what build relationships. My name is Bradley Charbonneau, and tonight, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I build time capsules. Now, if you're not sure what a time capsule is, the traditional meaning of a time capsule is like a metal box, and you put things in from society and culture. Do they do that here? Is that a thing? A time capsule? Maybe when you're kids, you put things in from the current time that are relevant for those days. And then you bury it in the earth, and someone finds it 100 years later and says, oh, that's what life was like then. The time capsules I build are not metal boxes that you bury in the ground for 100 years. The time capsules I build are paper books that you build in a month together with another person. Now, ideally, this person in our scenario is a younger person. We have an adult and we have a younger person. We talked earlier about computers and how they couldn't be creative or imaginative. Take a younger person. They have imagination and creativity that will blow your mind. So the project of the time capsule is to co-create a book, to write a book together. I'm not going to get into all the details here of how it works, but for a few examples, I have an uncle and a 9-year-old niece who are writing about superhero dogs in space. You can guess which one of them decided to write about that. Now, the uncle knows nothing about superhero dogs in space, or should I say, He used to know nothing about superhero dogs in space. Now he knows about superhero dogs in space, and then here comes the big secret. The big reason for doing this entire project is because this uncle got to know his niece on a deeper level, on a level where they created something. They built something from scratch. They used to have nothing, and now they have something. And that something is their time capsule. Their book from when that girl was 9, and he was however old he was, but because she will only be 9 one time in her life. So just like the time capsule, it's a record of her life, her experiences, her stories. She's talking about space hero dogs in the universe. When she's 10, that might be so old for her. So we are taking that moment in time and encapsulating it in a book. And for the kid, this results in open creativity. This results in some respect from an older person to realize her dreams of letting out her stories and having them be heard. That is a powerful thing that we can give to children. And on our side as the adults, we also get to secretly write a book. If you ask a group of people, how many people would secretly like to write a book? And a lot of hands go up. But for me, the core is I'd like to get to know my niece better. I'm currently working on a book with my 17-year-old niece, and I let her choose the topic. And I thought it's going to be about a pop star or some stupid app on her phone. It's about improving sleep habits for teenage girls. Where did that come from? It came from her creativity. Because I wasn't influencing it, I was just teasing it out. I was just fishing in there to see what we would find. And you know what? Over the past month, I have spoken more to my niece than I have in the 17 years I've known her combined. Because we are creating something together. We are making a time capsule. So what I would challenge you this evening is to think of a relative, a family member, someone ideally younger, someone who you ideally would like to get to know better. Because sure, there's a whole lot of relatives we don't want to get to know better. That's a different book. Those are the ones, we're not going to work with them. These are the ones you would like to get to know on a deeper level. And how is that possible? Through a shared experience, writing a book together to deepen and strengthen your relationship through creativity, working together, and interweaving those parallel paths and making them from your experience and my experience to our experience. That's what I call a time capsule, and that's what I hope in a year or sometime in the future, you look back and you think, do you remember that time? I think it was Amersfoort. I think it was in the evening, maybe it was April. There was some guy, Bradley. He was talking about time capsules. I remember. Thank you.